To put things in perspective, let's get this straight. Since the very beginning, there has been a buzzing anticipation that the price of XRP reaching a historic $10,000 was not only a possibility, but an inevitability. And what do you think? This prognosis has just been given a significant boost. With regard to this matter, we are discussing none other than Larry.Thankx, who is affiliated with BlackRock, lending his support. Think about this. In his discussion, he is not only referring about a meager $10,000 per XRP. I'm so sorry. He is highlighting the fact that it is an essential requirement. Greetings, members of the Moneyside family. Hello and welcome to your one-stop shop for anything related to XRP. Before we go into the meat of today's topic, let's take a moment to brief ourselves on the situation. A simple favor is something I need from you. In order to become a part of our incredible community, you should go ahead and press that like button, click the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. And just so you know, here's a heads up. We are getting closer and closer to the 60,000 subscriber milestone, and we are getting ready to give away an enormous amount of XRP. There is no difficulty associated in participating in the giveaway. Only 3 easy steps need to be followed. So, please ensure that you are prepared and tuned in. In addition, make sure to include a hashtag for Moneyside in the comments section so that you can guarantee your participation in the prize. Now we're getting to the juicy part. Imagine for a moment if titans of finance such as BlackRock and Vanguard are suddenly giving serious consideration to using XRP for their international transactions. Hold on, things are going to get better. Reportedly, BlackRock is planning to develop an exchange-traded fund ETF that is centered on XRP. Indeed, you did hear that correctly. But hold on, there's much more. This is not the end of Larry.Thankx's story. As he surveys the enormous real estate industry, which is estimated to be worth $30 trillion, can you anticipate what the future holds for it? You have it right. This is the XRP ledger, which is prepared to tokenize the entire thing. And with an astounding $1.2 quadrillion coming from the International Swaps and Traders Association, which is going to be transferred over the XRP ledger and Ripple net. In this context, we are not just referring to $10,000 per XRP, that's what children do. According to some estimates, the value of 1 XRP might climb to as high as $60,000. It's incredible, isn't it? Alright, let's go on to the following section. And another bombshell was delivered by Larry.Thankx, who works at BlackRock. Rather than only uttering words, he is doing. In the process of tokenizing everything, Ripple and its digital asset XRP are on the verge of doing something monumental. Additionally, we have a clip that is going to grab people's attention in the following segment of our video. The move towards an XRP exchange-traded fund ETF would be confirmed by Larry.Thankx himself. Therefore, let's not stay here any longer. Here is the video clip that you have been anticipating. There is an example of how we are legitimizing it by adding a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, boosting the level of safety. Do you deal in another ETF? Why not an exchange-traded fund ETF for XRP? I am aware that you have Ether accessible, but what about XRP? Are you able to explain that? Not at all. Is it anything you don't want me to respond to? Yes, I am. No, I am unable to. Not a problem, I'm getting the wrap of it from them. There has been a tornado of abnormalities in the field of cryptography that we have observed in recent days, especially with regard to XRP. Think about this. The value of XRP on the cryptocurrency exchange known all over the world skyrocketed, reaching an astounding $43,000 after a meteoric rise. Certainly this is not a one-time occurrence. Additionally, it is a part of a rising trend in which the value of XRP abruptly surges. Just last week, we talked about a malfunction that occurred at a large exchange that caused XRP to be worth $7,000. At this point, it is the turn of crypto.com, and it appears that rapid increases in the value of XRP are becoming a common occurrence across a variety of exchanges. But let's change gears and talk about something else. Something that I discovered via extensive investigation that is similarly amazing but has nothing to do with BlackRock or the general spike in the XRP market I discovered. Gary Gensler, the well-known head of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), who succeeded Jake Clinton, is the subject of our discussion. In a consistent manner, Gensler classifies XRP as a security, which the majority of you may already be aware of. This is when things start to get interesting. An amazing likeness exists between Gary Gensler and his identical twin brother Robert M. Gensler. Both brothers are the same age and share the same appearance. Robert is an important person at T. Rowe Price, where he serves as the vice president of the company. As you go a little more, you will discover that T. Rowe Price is not just any investment business, rather, it is one of the key companies that has a significant amount of money invested in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and yes, XRP. As a result, there is an intriguing relationship here. In spite of the fact that Gary Gensler, who is currently in charge of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), continues to classify XRP as a security, his twin brother is significantly involved in an investment business that is a large investor in XRP as well as other cryptocurrencies. This is an interesting juxtaposition that brings up quite a few concerns regarding the complex dynamics that are at play in the realm of cryptocurrency rules and investments. The enticing potential is brought to our attention by this. Is it possible that Robert Gensler, the vice president of T. Rowe Price, has access to confidential information on the potential of XRP, which is comparable to that of Bitcoin and Ethereum? When you take into consideration the considerable investments that the company has made in these three cryptocurrencies, this idea begins to gain momentum. Even while the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) explicitly rejects any idea of insider trading, several reports and investigations have revealed that this is not the case. Throughout the course of these investigations, which have focused on market manipulation and insider trading, dubious behaviors inside the SEC have been brought to light on many occasions. It would appear that a pattern is beginning to emerge. Officials at the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) appear to be informing their family about which digital assets may soon be exempt from being classified as securities. The early investment is made by these relatives. The value of the asset skyrockets when it is formally deemed to be non-security, which enables these family members and friends to make a substantial profit by purchasing the item at a cheap price and selling it at a high valuation. Regarding the possible damage that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) may incur as a result of a lawsuit against XRP, let us take into consideration the probability that Robert M. Gensler gained access to confidential information via his brother Gary Gensler. That Congress may try to negotiate a settlement between Ripple Labs and the SEC is something that could be inferred from such facts. Consequently, this is an excellent opportunity for astute investors to get their hands on XRP. Another dimension is added to this story by the fact that the T. Rowe Price is gradually channeling capital into cryptocurrencies like as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and most especially XRP. Notable experts who have been optimistic on XRP, such as Jack the Rippler, forecast an enormous growth in its value, perhaps topping $589. This is despite the fact that the cryptocurrency world is buzzing about the possibility of XRP reaching dizzying heights, such as $10,000, $20,000, or even $60,000. Despite the fact that it is a big forecast, this one highlights the rising enthusiasm and speculation about XRP and its potential in the cryptocurrency market. The profit-making potential of XRP is attracting the attention of Wall Street. And what about my suspicions? The first significant move will be made through an exchange-traded fund ETF that invests in XRP. But let's get into